My Hero Academia, 10 anime characters who would be a perfect match for Momo Yaoyorozu. Momo Yaoyorozu is a brave and smart girl who's looking for a date. Who is right for her? My Hero Academia is a popular shonen action story with superhero overtones. But the story is more than about superpowered fights. My Hero Academia also has a strong human element, featuring many sympathetic and relatable characters with distinct personalities, motivations, and interests. This is especially true of Izuku's well-developed classmates, including Momo Yaoyorozu. Momo is Class 1A's smartest student, and she also has a burning passion for heroics and a remarkable support quirk. Creation. On a personal level, Momo is a charming and kind girl who can easily make friends and earn other people's trust, which makes her easy to like. During her free time, Momo could also try her hand at the dating scene and find someone who is just right for her in the broad world of anime. 10. Tenya Ida is smart kind, to My Hero Academia. In her own anime universe, Momo has a few solid dating prospects, and there are more than a few boys who'd be thrilled to go out with her, such as Izuku or the gentle giant Rikido Sato. Momo would pick her classmate Tenya Ida first, since they have so much in common. Fans pair Momo with Shoto, which is fair, but Tenya has more personal compatibility with Momo, such as their shared sense of selfless responsibility for others, while Shoto is rather self-absorbed. Tenya and Momo are the class rep and vice rep of Class 1A respectively, and that may not be an accident. They have plenty in common, including mutual trust and respect. 9. Yuryu Ishida is disciplined, talented, like Momo Bleach. The Quincy archer Yuryu Ishida is remarkably similar to Tenya Ida, since both are studious and good-hearted boys who aren't afraid to take on the forces of evil. If Momo is a good match for Tenya, then she is a great match for Yuryu too, and vice versa. Yuryu is a sharp student who moonlights as a hollow hunter and hero, something Momo can relate to. And they have roughly similar personalities, too. It also helps that Yuryu, while stern and preoccupied with Quincy politics, is also a kind and generous person who will gladly risk his life for a friend and provide emotional support. 8. Gray Fullbuster cherishes his friend's fairy tale. Gray Fullbuster is an ice wizard, which would remind Momo of her icy classmate Shoto Todoroki, but with far less personal baggage. Gray is a proud member of the Fairy Tale Guild, and he lives up to that guild's reputation for friendship and trust among its members. Gray would never abandon a friend in need. Gray is not a pro-hero by trade, but Momo would still see him as one, and Gray would be amazed by Momo's magic, creating functional items out of thin air like that. Gray may be a little cool and aloof at times, but he has a warm heart and would do anything for a friend or comrade. 7. Miyuki Shirogane gets good grades, looks out for his friends Kaguya-sama, love is war. Miyuki Shirogane is the tireless student council president at Shuchian Academy, and he takes that duty quite seriously. His family isn't rich or influential, but Miyuki makes up for it with his perfect grades and sharp discipline. He can put any honor roll student to shame. Miyuki isn't just an A student, though. He also has a warm and generous heart, and he will gladly help anyone else with their personal problems to make sure they're happy and comfortable. Miyuki has the heart of an everyday hero. And that's why Kaguya Shinomiya loves him. Momo would definitely want him for herself if Kaguya isn't around. 6. Yuki Soma is kind but cool Fruits Basket. Yuki Soma is the cool-headed rival of the fierce Tsundere Kyo Soma, and in the original story of Fruits Basket, Yuki was one of Toru's first allies and later Maki's boyfriend. Yuki is easy to like, between his good looks, kind heart, and good grades. There's an entire fan club dedicated to him at Toru's school. Toru ended up with Kyo rather than Yuki. But Momo would take a different route. She would greatly admire Yuki for his humility, inner strength, kindness, and sense of responsibility, and she could make the entire Yuki fan club jealous by scoring a date with him. Fortunately, Momo can handle a few jealous girls. 5. Futaro Yusuji will tutor anyone in need. The quintessential quintuplets. Futaro Yusuji is another anime boy who may not have magic or a quirk, but he can be a hero in other ways. He would remind Momo of Miyuki Shirogane, a generous fellow who uses his sharp studying skills and good grades to help other people, not show off his straight A's. He puts others first. Futaro, like Miyuki, studies hard so he can get into college and support his family someday, and he also took on a great burden by tutoring the 5 Nakano sisters to boost their grades. Futaro actually risked a lot by taking on this job, and that makes him a hero in Momo's eyes. Anything to help someone in need. 4. Ruji Takasu is a humble domestic hero. Toradora. Ruji Takasu is roughly similar to Miyuki and Futaro, a kind boy who always puts others first. He has a reputation for looking like a scary and intense delinquent. But that's only because of the shape of his eyes. In reality, he is a gentle and humble fellow who wouldn't harm a fly. Ruji couldn't keep up with Momo in a fight, but he doesn't have to. He would impress her with his strong sense of loyalty, responsibility, and kindness, and he helps his single mother run a tight and happy household. He will also help any classmate with their own problems and expect nothing in return. 3. Yugio is a noble hero in the underworld Sword Art Online. The blonde swordsman Yugio only appeared in the Alicization story arc of Sword Art Online, but that was all the time he needed to make a good impression on viewers. And he would make a good impression on Momo Yaoyorozu, too. Yugio is humble, generous, and brave, especially after he started going on adventures with Kirito to gain experience. Yugio has the selfless spirit of a hero, and he helped Kirito take on the mighty administrator, Quinella. Yugio even turned into a sword to help Kirito fight, and Momo would be moved if she saw that. If she ended up in the underworld, she'd gladly spend a few idle afternoons outside the village with Yugio to enjoy the peace and quiet with him. 2. Yuji Itadori could make Momo smile. Laugh. Jujutsu Kaisen. Overall, the jujutsu hero Yuji Itadori is much goofier than most of Momo's dating prospects, but maybe that's just what she needs. Momo has a strong heart as a hero, but her heart is also growing heavy from all the violence and tragedy around her. She could use a date who can cheer her up, and that's Yuji. Yuji may be silly and not a great student on paper, but like Momo, his soul burns with the desire to become a true hero and protect the innocent at all costs. He is also a charming and friendly fellow who can get along with just about anyone. 1. Jonathan Joestar defends the innocent to his dying breath. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Jonathan Joestar was a proper gentleman in the Victorian era, a fellow who would gladly rush into any danger to protect the innocent. Such as Irina Pendleton, who later became his wife. Jonathan has vowed to uphold justice, truth, and honor with his very life, and he sacrificed everything to put a stop to Dio Brando. Momo would be in awe of Jonathan's absolute conviction and strength, and he, in turn, would recognize her as a proper lady who embodies the Joestar family's values of generosity, courage, and justice. They would hit it off right away.